Hello, my name is Spiro. I'm an entrepreneur and business advisor and been in business for many years. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the idea of networking. I think there's a lot of misnomers about networking and perceptions about networking. And I first got to tell you that I can't say that I was always good at it. I think networking is a skill. It's something that you can develop. But I believe it's how business is done today. Networking is definitely the way business is done today. And quite frankly, it's always been that way. But with social media and technology, there's more types of networking that you see today than ever before. But you know, there's an old-fashioned way of networking that I believe perhaps is to some degree maybe a little bit of a lost art, but it's something that I've developed, I've learned, and you know, why not always be networking? You know, I am a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in business for many years, and I just believe that you should talk to people, right? Why do you have to constrain or sort of set boundaries to when you connect with people? Why does it have to be only on social media? Why does it have to only be through some type of networking group? Why not, do this? And so I'll give you a quick story. So back earlier on, and if you do a little research on myself, you'll see that I have a background in advertising. I had my own advertising company. And I remember one time, I think I was at a gas station or something, I don't remember, and a conversation came up. Maybe the guy commented to me, maybe I did, about his car, I don't remember. And it turned out that he worked for a printing company. And he knew that, in our conversation, it turned out I worked at an advertising company. I had my own advertising company. So it was natural for him to say, hey, you got a card. Or I don't know if he said it or I said it, and it was a natural thing, and we exchanged cards, right? It's just, that's how business is done, right? If you're talking to somebody and there's something in common, you connect. I grew up a very, very, very shy young man. I mean, very shy, like introverted shy. So I've learned how to grow out of that, but I learned that you need to get out of your comfort zone. And we live in New York. I'm a native New Yorker, and I think there's something to be said to break the mold of what New Yorkers are known for, which is being cold and not talking to other people and not being friendly. I don't believe in that. I believe that we should break that mold. So when I'm out and about in the community, whether it be at a supermarket or a gas station or the gym, whatever, I'm just talking to people, not for any particular agenda, okay? I'm just talking, getting to know people. Why not? Listen, we live in a world where there's people. Why not talk to people? And so I talk, make conversations, and sometimes the conversations go someplace in terms of there's a good connection, and sometimes not. But so what? It's not a particular agenda in mind. It's me just making connections. So, recently, I had a conversation. It was a gentleman named Anthony. I didn't know his name when I first started talking to him, but, I was at the supermarket in my hometown by the deli counter. And there's two young men, and they looked like brothers, to be honest with you. So we're just standing there. So I just said, you guys brothers? And it turned out it was him and his son. So he was obviously complimented, but I honestly thought they were brothers. I really did. And we started talking, and it turned out that he was in sales, and that he did a lot of reading and self-development and leadership type books, and that we had a lot of that in common, and it almost felt like we knew each other forever. We had so much in common. So yeah, you could just say, hey, it was great meeting you, but I said, you know what, we should exchange numbers. And again, not for any particular reason, but I said, you know what, let's exchange numbers. Maybe there's some kind of business we could do somehow. So I happen to belong to a networking group, and I knew that he was in sales. He was selling solar energy and other alternative energy stuff. And so I wound up inviting him to this networking group. And it turned out that I made some connections, and he wound up doing business with two of the guys, people from that networking group. It had no bearing, no benefit financially to me whatsoever. But I was able to make some connections. So, and that's happened multiple times. People know I have a martial arts background. So many times I'll exchange information, and they'll call me and say, hey, what's a good martial arts school? And I can maybe help them out. So I just think that networking is great. you know, I have a phrase, always be networking, and I kind of live by that, that I like to just be open, you know, be ready to talk to people, not, you know, not be a closed-minded typical New Yorker, and just say hello. Say hello, make a conversation. I kind of think of networking like this. You know, when you're out in the community and you happen to see a dog, I like dogs, I like to pet them and everything, but if you start petting a dog and the dog kind of growls and wants to kind of bite you, you kind of stop, right? Sometimes you pet the dog and they kind of like just ignore you and walk away. And then sometimes you pet a dog and they lick your hand and they wag their tail and they're all excited about you, you know, paying attention to them. And I think people, and I'm not trying to say that people are dogs or pets, but there's a parallel there. I think people are similar in the sense that, you know, when you start talking to people, it's either one of those three reactions, you know. And so anyway, I just talk to people and make connections and exchange information, whether it be business cards. I like to after follow up with maybe a quick text or email, maybe connect on something like LinkedIn, so we can continue that connection. I think it's important. I not just believe, I know it's how business is done. It's not weird. It's not some kind of, what's this guy's angle? No, that's how business is done. Remember back in the day, when I first started in the advertising business, I would come across people and it was normal to exchange numbers and business cards. And that's really, you know, my philosophy. Why not? Why does it have to be at a particular business event or networking event or whatever? Why can't it be wherever you are? If there's a connection with somebody and there's a common ground or there's some way you can help them out or they can help you out, why wouldn't you connect and exchange numbers? And that's my philosophy on networking. It's normal. It's the way business is done. And so, hey, if you see this video and you'd love to connect with me, I'd be happy to connect with you. You know, maybe in some way I can help you out, or, you know, we can help each other out, whatever. But again, my intention is not some motive. It's with the idea of seeing how I can help somebody out, or perhaps how we can help each other out. I think it's just really good business, and I don't want to be the typical New Yorker and be closed-minded and just be in my own world and my own space. Again, I'm a native New Yorker, so I'm not down on New Yorkers, but I believe I would like to break that perception that that's what New Yorkers are about and talk to people. And hey, wherever it goes, it goes. I appreciate sharing. I'd love to connect with you at some point. And again, however I can help in whatever way it is, that's great. Whether it be to some of the projects I'm working on, whether it be, you know, some of the things I do during the day and other things, it doesn't matter one way or the other. I'm able to help people in some way or the other. So hopefully we'll see each other somewhere, you know, whether it be in the business world or some other place in this country or around the world. Take care.